There was a poster in the bedroom of my youth that said, "If it's too loud, you're too old." The Subaru WRX is too loud, and I'm too old. At its best, the tamer wingless sibling of the STI with a shameless hood scoop does exactly what it's intended to do: give enthusiasts a tactile visceral ride inspired by Subaru's off-road racing success. It's easy to modify, has all-wheel drive stability, packs a turbo punch, has 4 doors, is durable and reliable, and most importantly, it is affordable. All of these positives make it an ideal entry-level sports car. But it comes at the expense of this thing more appreciated with age: comfort. After 500 miles on the highway in the refreshed WRX with stiff Recaro race seats and a notchy 6-speed manual, I just wanted a lousy boy in my dad's pipe. To be fair to Rex, I was driving on a construction-riddled, semi-filled tortuous stretch of highway. The road noise and ride quality were more bearable on smoother roads, but Rex is by design best suited for people who like to drive hard with the radio up and the windows down, as I once did not too long ago. There is a cool club factor to the Rex. Base price, $29,295, fueled by a band of die-hard loyalists, the same who will probably light me up on Reddit. The Tester in premium trim came in the coolest shade of blue known to cars, a rich hue Subaru calls Pearl Blue. Changes included a refreshed grille with a larger lower grille that appears to stretch the front horizontally, so it looks lower and meaner. Premium trim comes standard with 18-inch wheels wrapped in summer performance rubber. Subaru says there is more noise deadening, and the front and rear suspension has been retuned for a bit more comfort, a nod to my fellow curmudgeons. It's a fine line to keep enthusiasts enthused, however, so Subaru erred on the side of fun. The Boxer engine remains the same, churning out 268 horsepower. It has a taunting growl underscored by a supersonic turbo whir, like an aggressive and persistent little dog on speed. It's a pleasing note that demands to be unleashed. Handling is excellent, though the steering is not as direct as I expected. Improvements were made to smooth out the clutch response, but it's still demanding. If the clutch is the leash on this dog, it's a short one that yanks too easily. The gearbox itself demands the kind of intent reserved for large construction vehicles. It wants to be yanked and thrown hard. The manual is work, and some drivers will love it because of that. By the end of the week, we had a rapport down and there was some charm to getting to know it, if not quite taming it. Subaru has made improvements to the inside as well, though the updated multimedia system still feels outdated. There are 2 screens, including a vehicle info monitor recessed deep in the dash above the center console like a reversed hood scoop. It's 1.5 inches larger, but still goofy. And the touch screen below it felt as old as I did. If there's one knock on Subaru, it's here. Best compact sedans of 2017 are much more than budget buys. The performance package for $2,050 includes Recaro seats with an 8-way adjuster for the driver. I've been more comfortable in other Recaros. I'm not sold on the value. The package also adds red calipers and upgraded brake pads, and deletes the moonroof to shave weight. I had fun with the WRX around town, but it got to be a bit much for extended highway trips. If you like a visceral ride and are tempted by hard driving, then the refreshed WRX will tune your heart.
Subaru likes to bring out orange vehicles, like the unique orange and black special edition WRX and WRX STI launched in 2013. But their core models like the Crosstrek is the only other model to get the bright orange pumpkin color. The 2015 Subaru Crosstrek was the last model to the tangerine orange pearl exterior color. Even though it sold more than crystal black silica Crosstreks, it was dropped in 2016. Well, it's back for the new generation 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. At the all-new Crosstrek media launch in Denver, Todd Hill, Subaru's car line planning manager, says, "We took away the orange a couple years in and we got a lot of people that told us that they really wanted us to bring it back. Subaru received so many requests from customers to bring the orange back, and Subaru listened. They changed up the variation a bit, and orange is back for the second-generation Crosstrek in the form of Sunshine Orange, a brighter shade than the Tangerine Orange Pearl previously offered on Crosstrek." Subaru is also introducing another new color on the second-generation crossover, Cool Grey Khaki, a shade that can also look a light shade of blue depending on the light. "Hopefully we'll have some more fun colors in the future," added Hill. Look for the all-new Generation 2018 Subaru Crosstrek to get its pumpkin on again with a new shade, Sunshine Orange.
The Subaru Loves to Care campaign is a major pillar of the Subaru Love Promise initiative, founded in 2011 to support and nurture ailing local communities in the United States. Subaru has already raised and spent more than $100 million for charity and still hasn't stopped giving this year. The company sponsors plenty of charities, from the Special Olympics to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. One of Subaru's oldest partnerships is with Meals on Wheels, an organization dedicated to delivering food to senior citizens all over America. Subaru has been with Mo for 9 years, contributing nearly $12 million and providing almost 2 million meals nationwide, but apparently, this still isn't enough. Subaru of America announced Tuesday that it will donate 50 2018 Subaru Outbacks to 50 Meals on Wheels locations to celebrate its 50th year of operations in the United States. With this massive fleet of wagons in Mo's hands, Subaru predicts that the charity will be able to deliver an additional 53,000 meals to seniors across the U.S. This generous vehicle donation will have an immediate and indelible impact on local Meals on Wheels programs and the seniors they serve, many of whom live in rural, remote and difficult-to-reach places, stated Meals on Wheels CEO Ali Hollander. This further underscores Subaru's commitment to giving without desire to receive, as there is no sales event attached to this donation. Subaru of America thinks that this is best and most appropriate way for it to celebrate its semi-centennial birthday, and make the world a better place, one SUV at a time.
No, it's not the ST. Anyone who purchases the 2018 Subaru WRX will have to get familiar with that phrase and the mild disappointment that elicits. I sure did during my week-long test drive. Is it fair to begin a review of the WRX in the shadow of its high-performance counterpart? No, absolutely not. However, considering that is where it lives, it wouldn't be right to start anywhere else. Like the ST, the WRX began as a sporty package on an already popular model, the Impreza sedan. That is, until 2014 when it was broken off to live as an independent nameplate in the US. However, by that point, it had already developed a cult following of its own, one that, unlike the rest of Subaru's granola-crunching outdoor lovers, is more focused on what a symmetrical all-wheel drive system can do on road rather than off. The WRX has become one of the best-selling, purpose-built sports sedans in the country, and for good reason. It's fun, safe, well-crafted and still available at a reasonable price. While some car lovers like to bash Subaru's performance fanbase, driving a WRX is well worth the stigma. Subaru's design team has come a long way from the doldrums of the mid-aughts when it was cranking out boxy Impreza sedans with comically large trunk lid spoilers and towering hood scoops. That the WRX appeared to be a Japanese economy car wearing a ridiculous body kit only fueled the annoyance of skeptics and gave true believers another chip on their shoulders. More than a decade later, today's WRX still stands out in a crowd, but in a much less polarizing fashion. The hood is powerfully unsmooth and features a less prominent, though still gaping, opening that sucks cooling air into the boxer engine below. An angular front lip juts out to further solidify its sporty appearance, while indentations along both sides and deep-set headlights give it a sort of gaunt look. Inside, My WRX Premium Test vehicle nailed the raw checker aesthetic thanks to a $2,050 performance package, which brought Recaro seats with black suede insets flanked by side bolsters clad in red and black leather. Also feeding into the illusion were the steering wheel, with its flat bottom, thumb grips and red, contrast stitching, and the Swiss cheese-like aluminum alloy pedal covers. A boost gauge above the infotainment screen served no practical purpose for me, but it certainly matched the motif. There's nothing glamorous about the WRX's design, but there's also nothing cheap. Everything feels purposeful and thought out, creating an overall package that conveys a simple message: this is a car for drivers. When I was a kid, my parents found this high-back love seat at a garage sale, had it reupholstered and put it on display in our living room. I say on display because they refused to let this wood trim diamond in the rough be destroyed by the lounging bodies of their 3 growing boys. This was a piece for impressing company, so it was sat upon correctly or not at all. It was just as well because it was only comfortable when paired with perfect posture. Inside the WRX, the Recaro front seats were more enjoyable to sit on than my parents' love seat, yet they too were not conducive for sprawling about or reclining. Like most raw checker-inspired chairs, Subaru built these not for comfort but for speed. If you like being propped up for an optimal view of the road and positioned to make quick adjustments, you'll enjoy this cockpit and the ergonomic support the driver's seat applies to your spine. However, if you prefer to pull the seat back and slouch while you drive, you might want to explore other options. Rear passengers get treated to ultra-soft upholstery as well, and, as far as sporty sedans go, few offer a more spacious back seat than the WRX. At one point during my time with WRX, I had 2 adult passengers on the back bench, both women of above average height, and they reported plenty of legroom and no discomfort during the hour they were back there. Subaru has pretty much done away with buttons in the WRX's center stack, opting, instead, to bake most things into the 7-inch touchscreen or into the touch-sensitive casing around it. Thankfully, it has kept knobs to control both volume and station tuning, functions that have yet to be properly translated into a digital interface. I wish the tuning knob and seat buttons weren't so far away from the driver's seat. I understand the need for symmetry, and sure, I could flip channels using the steering wheel controls, but sometimes I prefer surfing the old-fashioned way. If you do too, you might find the layout a bit frustrating as well. Speaking of the steering wheel, Subaru was not shy with the controls in that department. With buttons for cruise control, hands-free calling, cycling through the digital information display and more, the world is at the driver's fingertips. Subaru overloaded the left side of the steering wheel, but I'm okay with that. Some automakers feel the need for absolute balance, to the point of installing fake buttons, and that's too much vanity for my liking. Looking at a list of specifications, the WRX's cargo capacity does not impress. Measuring 12 cubic feet of trunk space, it is below average even for a small sedan. However, the numbers don't tell the full story. Some people enjoy expensive things, but I prefer a good deal. In my opinion, there's not a better 4-letter word in the English language than FREE. So, when a friend told me her neighbor was giving away a kitchen table and chairs just hours after I scavenged a second-hand store in vain for a well-priced set, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. My girlfriend and I folded the WRX's back seat, took the legs off the table and stacked the 4 chairs in sets of 2. Believe it or not, it all fit inside with relative ease and saved me a couple $100 and the hassle of trekking down to IKEA. Subaru makes plenty of high-capacity vehicles that can fit bikes, large hiking backpacks, tent and the like. The WRX is not one of those vehicles, but don't despair, it's still utilitarian enough to get you of a jam. Subaru's Starlink interface has all the amenities of a modern infotainment system, Bluetooth connectivity, an XM radio receiver, apps that stream music and find nearby attractions, connective software for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and so on. A voice-activated navigation system is available in the WRX Limited, but other apps can be used to display on-screen directions in lower trim packages. You just have to punch the address in manually. Graphically, the operating system looks a bit dated compared to FCA's Uconnect system, GM's SmartLink and Honda Link, but it gets the job done. Two safety-oriented technology packages are available for the WRX. Safety Plus, which is free for the first year and $99 annually after that, includes automatic crash notifications, SOS calling, roadside assistance and vehicle diagnostic services. It's, essentially, a Subaru-specific version of OnStar. The Safety Plus and Security Plus package costs $49 for the first year and $149 after that. It includes a stolen vehicle recovery feature, remote locking and other protectionist functions. Owners who subscribe to these services can access them through the My Subaru app as well as the Subaru Starlink app, both of which are available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Plenty of small sedans are more tech-savvy than the WRX, but most of them aren't nearly as much fun to drive. Enthusiasts will be glad Subaru focused more time and money on improving performance than making a cutesy infotainment display. Subaru has endeared itself to parents and others who have bought its SUVs, crossovers and hatchbacks in recent years because of the company's dedication to safety. Some WRX customers might not hold that commitment in such high regard, but they certainly should. For the past 3 years, since it broke away from the Impreza, the WRX has earned a top safety pick designation from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. In 2016, it was named a Top Safety Pick Plus, the highest recognition the independent watchdog organization can bestow, and it seems the only reason it didn't repeat on that front was because of a moderate rating on the headlight examination, which has been something of a sticking point for the IIHS during its latest round of testing. In addition to building strong, protective frames for its cars, Subaru also has developed a formidable suite of advanced driver assistance technologies. The EyeSight package includes adaptive cruise control, automatic braking and lane departure warnings, but they are all exclusive to the limited trim level and add $2,600 to its $31,000 base price. I'm not a fan of Subaru's stinginess when it comes to driver assistance features, but I'm willing to forgive it. Also, it's worth noting that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the government's in-house safety regulator, has never tested the WRX individually. But, considering the Impreza has earned a 5-star overall rating every year since 2013, I feel recommending the WRX anyway. Subaru is to 4-cylinder engines while Jeff Gagliardi is to the Etch-a Sketch, an artist making masterpieces in malign medium. While other automakers toil away with straight, vertical alignments, Subaru splits its cylinders into the horizontal configuration that we know as the Boxer engine, allowing for direct power delivery to all 4 wheels to create Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system. The 2.0-liter engine inside the WRX makes 268 horsepower, but it feels like substantially more than that because that output is direct, unfettered and boosted by a twin-scrolling turbocharger. Subaru's all-wheel drive system also does wonders for traction, hugging the road and staying composed, even when driving over puddles, of which I hit a few during my rainy week with the WRX. In that sense, it helps performance and safety, Subaru's 2 sweet spots. My test vehicle was equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission, which I highly recommend. The shifter is tall and slides nicely from gear to gear. The alternative is Subaru's Lineartronic continuously variable transmission, which I do not have personal experience with. It offers paddle shifters and simulated 6 and 8-speed settings, but so far I have yet to encounter a CVT that's as rewarding as the real thing, and it'd be a shame not to experience the power of the Boxer engine firsthand. Fuel economy was the WRX's Achilles heel during my test drive, as I averaged just 22 mpg, slightly better than its alleged city average of 21 mpg. I'll take some of the heat for being a little aggressive on the accelerator, but the EPA rates the WRX at 27 mpg on the highway, so there's clearly a disconnect between projections and reality. Absent a track to roll my lone WRX onto, I took to the next best thing at my disposal, the vacant but well-maintained state park roads in New York's lower Hudson River Valley. Cruising down the sweeping curves and straightaways, I couldn't help but smile at the rush of acceleration and the purr of the engine, even without driving excessively fast. A stiff, low-slung suspension keeps the WRX close to the ground, which is great for cutting drag and maintaining traction, but things can get a little jolty when pavement is coarse or cracked. I'd recommend swerving potholes whenever possible, but, for the most part, the ride inspires confidence and made me feel happier for having driven. When it comes to sports cars, few sell better than the Subaru WRX, and it's easy to see why. It's a bona fide performance vehicle with amenities and a sticker price fit for everyday use. My test vehicle, in premium trim with a performance package add-on, rings up at $32,205 after an $860 destination fee. If I wanted to really live up to the Subaru stereotype, I could have a kicker subwoofer thrown in the trunk for an extra $500 I still wouldn't be breaking. However, there is one significant knock on WRX, and that's in the service department. Subaru makes all of its cars overseas, so they are typically costlier to service and parts are more expensive to replace. The Subaru WRX also had the worst score in the compact car segment of J.D. Power and Associates' most recent initial quality study, so you might need to budget some extra money for repairs. Overall, the WRX is a fun, safe car with a surprising amount of utility. If you don't mind spending a little extra money on repairs or getting a little greasy yourself, this might be the car for you.